NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we are getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as the Cavaliers will take on the Eau Claire Bears in a battle for first place in the Chippewa River Baseball League's South Division. The Cavaliers were scheduled for a doubleheader on Saturday against the Bloomer Woodticks, but those games were rained out, so the most recent action for the Cavaliers sees them coming off a 10-0 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs back on Thursday, while the Bears' last CRBL action was last Wednesday when they defeated the Augusta Athletics in extra innings 5-4. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Bears. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's games in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League just to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Eau Claire Bears in a battle for first place in the Chippewa River Baseball League's South Division. From Carson Park in Eau Claire, the Cavaliers' doubleheader with the Bloomer Woodticks was rained out, so their last action was on Thursday. The Cavaliers are coming off a 10-0 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs, while the Bears defeated the Augusta Athletics in extra innings 5-4 on Wednesday. In the Cavalier game on Thursday, the Cavs were led at the plate by Diego Casito, who went 3 for 5 with 2 RBI.
And there's a line shot out into center field, falls in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run. And Casado gets a 2 RBI single.
Also having a big night at the plate was Carter Veith, who went 2 for 5 with 2 RBI on a double to center field.
And there's a shot out into left center field. It's going to fall in. Got overrun by Munson. 1 run's in. 2 runs come in. And checking in at second is Carter Veith with a 2 RBI double.
Cole Timon went 2 for 4 and scored a run and laced a double to right field.
There's a fly ball out into right center field. Falls in for a base hit. Timon rounds and he's heading towards second. And he's in safely with a double.
And good job by Sammy. He turned to second, fell, and he got it, and still made it.
Because who knows if Sammy Knickerbocker was going to be heading back and to second after slipping, but then he saw that Timon had the legs of churning.
Picking up 2 runs was Caden Erickson as well as Sam Knickerbocker. Defensively, Diego Casado made a spectacular catch, robbing Justin Becker of a hit in the 6th inning.
There's a fly ball out into center field. Diego Casado slips, and he makes the catch from his knees. Diego Casado with the catch out in center field. He slipped, fell, kept his head in the game, and made the catch.
On the mound, Andrew Milner picked up his 4th win, going the distance and shutting out the Bullfrogs on only 2 hits, while striking out 12.
Winds and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bartles chased the high fastball. And Milner struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base.
The Eau Claire Bears have resided in first place in the CRBL South nearly the entire season thus far. Now, last season, the Cavaliers and the Bears split their 4 season contests, with the Bears winning the 2 regular season games and the Cavs winning the Billy Noss Memorial game as well as the CRBL championship game. Now, this season, the Cavaliers defeated the Bears in the non-league Billy Noss Memorial game 7-1 back on May 26th. So far this year, the Bears are being led at the plate by Sawyer Sturz, who's hitting at a .529 pace. He's followed by Blake Johnson's .485 average. Joe Holling at .355, Jimmy Till at .348, Tyler Plitzner at .344, and Alex Jenkins at .333 round out the Bears batting .300 or better. In limited appearances, Josh Holling is batting .583 and Vinny Fonte is hitting .417, while Ryan Flock is batting for a .333 average. On the mound, Tyler Gray leads the way with a 3-0 record and an earned run average of 3.00. He's followed by Jamison Bender with a 2-0 record and an ERA of 0.00. Chevy Tollefson, J.R. Lukes, and Quentin Gonzalez have also picked up wins for the Bears. The Cavaliers are currently being led at the plate by Diego Casado, who's hitting at a .500 pace with 3 RBI and a triple. He's followed by Carter Veith, who has a .407 average, including 2 doubles, 6 RBI, and 4 runs scored. Sam Knickerbocker at .366, Ashton Kroll at .364, Cole Tyman at .350, Brayton Tillman at .325, and Xavier Bendister at .300. Round out the Cavaliers hitting .300 or better. The leading Cavalier pitcher thus far is Andrew Milner, who has a 4-1 record with a 1.91 ERA, which includes 3 complete games and a no-hitter. Aiden Ecker is right behind with a 2-0 record and an ERA of 1.32. Eli Rathke is 2-1 with a whip of 2.25, and Cooper Dykes has a 1-1 record and a save with an ERA of 2.65, while Lucas Costley and Xavier Bendister each have picked up a save. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bendister's perspective as we chat with him on The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again today we're at the Goat Coffee House in Eau Claire talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers will be taking on the Eau Claire Bears in a battle for first place in the CRBL South. But before we get to that game, the Cavaliers have just come through a grueling stretch of 6 games in 8 days. How's the team holding up through this grind?
You know, I'm not going to lie to you, it looks really good. The guys seem to be really gelling up together. We talked about this after the Beef River game. I just liked the energy level that they're bringing. They're getting together more. We did a hitting session together this past week. It seemed like that kind of built a little bit of camaraderie. We hadn't had one of those yet this year. It just seems like they're starting to get together more. I mean, they all get along, but they're starting to get together, feel each other out a little bit more, having confidence with each other a little bit more. You know, we're getting pieces to fall into place for our, you know, our best roster to put out there, and when we can switch guys up and do different things. I really like the feeling of this team right now. So
that was kind of demonstrated last week on Thursday when the Cavs were playing the Beef River Bullfrogs, and there was a lot of banter between the two teams, and it was friendly banter, but the Cavs players were just had each other's back. They were picking up on what somebody else said, and it was you could see there was a team effort going on, totally unscripted team effort.
Yeah, they were having fun. They were smiling. I mean, it's easy when you're winning games to have fun and things like that, but we've had battles in those winning games. I mean, they're still having fun. We had, it was kind of a nerve-wracking game the night before, but they still had each other's backs. And then that Beef River game, it was still an 8-inning grind of a game, but they were having fun. They were smiling. Everybody knew their role. We got everybody in that game on Thursday, which was just a surprise to me, considering we had 2 POs that actually played roles in the win of that game. But it was really good to see everybody playing, and I think that makes a big difference. So
it was, and as the weather has been for quite a while now, you had to dodge the raindrops to get that game in, and we managed to do it.
We did, and we're going to keep fighting the weather here all the way through Osseo, I think. So
I think you're right. So with Aiden Ecker, Cooper Dykes, Andrew Milner, and so on going deep into games over that stretch, how has that saved your pitching staff?
Don't forget about Eli Rathke.
Oh yeah, don't forget about him.
It does a good job considering we really only have 4 starters. We had 5 at the beginning of the year, but lost one to injury, and then we basically have maybe 2 or 3 relievers, depending. We've had some problems with guys showing up and different things. We're asking a lot of those starters. We had a conversation on this past week with a couple of them, and I think we might need, before the rosters go final on the 23rd, I think I might need to add an arm. Just to go forward. We're not too worried about those non-conference games. Those non-conference games we can throw off with somebody. That's just there. We're got a couple of surprises up our sleeve for this coming weekend's games against Marshfield and La Crescent. So, but yeah, we might need to just add one more arm for, either a long bullpen guy or 4 or 5 inning starter type of thing. And so I'm going to start looking around now that the high school season is done, and just see who can throw and what can be done.
Now, during that stretch, the Cavs played pretty clean defensively, which helped those pitchers go deep into games. Your comments about the Cavs' play in the field?
Yeah, I think it's been better than years past. I feel as though the guys we got in the positions are the ones that are best suited for those positions. So it's kind of, having utility guys, too, that are comfortable in multiple positions helps us out, too, instead of, when we're shorthanded, grabbing somebody from the infield that might have played 1 or 2 games in the outfield when they were in high school 5 years ago. Makes a big difference with this team. So,
all right, now today the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Bears, and it's a battle for the top spot in the CRBL South. What can you tell us about the Bears?
Rival game, right?
Yeah.
We play each other tough every time we play each other. We know each other really well. All those guys are friends. It's always a chirpy game, but it's all in good fun. And it's always a high intensity. There's usually never a blowout in these games on either side. I mean, I think we did it to them once a couple years back. They did it to us last year when we were basically solidified where we're going to be with everything. But they're usually typically pretty close games, and it's going to be a fight for the top. And it's one of these things where it kind of feels like we're settling into a point where you're always going to see the Bears and the Cavs fighting for the division type thing for the next couple of years. You got Chippewa coming up there, playing really good ball and stuff, and you got a couple teams coming from behind. Osseo seems to be right there this year, but they're just coming on late, so we're going to see where they're at. But yeah, it's a tough little go with the Bears. It's it seems like, I think they swept us last year, right? Yeah, I think.
Well, in the league games,
games they swept us, But again, we played them 4 times. We took the other 2, so. We've only faced them once this year, and we won that game, the Billy Noss game. But, I know they're really looking forward to playing us and they're coming off a fun weekend, I believe. Up in Hayward, they always do a little fun tournament up there where they camp out and do some fun things with the team, which is really cool for them to do. And so we're just excited to play them.
Now, you just mentioned the Cavs were able to defeat the Bears earlier this season in the Billy Noss Memorial game. Of course, that's a non-league game, and so it doesn't count in the standings. But winning that game, that's a big game for both teams. And does that serve as any motivation for this game?
No, that's a completely separate monster of everything that we play. We've always talked about that with Blake and Chevy over there. I mean, you don't even think of it for when you come to these regular games. It's never brought up for conference stuff. It's a complete and utter different game. So
in other words, the simple fact that the Cavaliers are unbeaten in Billy Noss games, don't think that means that this game's going to this is going to be an easy one for the Cavs.
No, it means absolutely nothing. I mean, the Bears are a team that wants to win a CRBL championship, and that might be more motivation for them than anything is us taking them out last year, and stuff like that. But
and probably a bigger motivator is the fact that you beat them in the championship game.
Yeah,
and they'd like to get back to there.
Yeah, and that's the goal, is to get back into that Final Four, right? I mean, that's your goal every year, is to get in that Final Four and then go from there. I mean, we focus on three things every year, and that's winning the Billy Noss, and that's done, and then get that Final Four and see what happens from there, and then have a good run in the WBA. So I mean, those are the things you look for.
Any idea who's getting the call to the mound today?
This is going to shock you a little bit. We're gonna kitchen sink it. I know it's a conference game; it's really important, but we're coming off a lot of innings for a lot of guys, and just seeing where everybody's at going into that morning. I mean, we still got 2 big games with the Bears and Osseo, and we're missing one of our key pieces for pitching. He's out of town for vacation, so we're basically down to 3 starters that have thrown on Thursday and Saturday. So we gotta really look at what we got and see who's feeling the best that day, and we might go 2-3 innings apiece for guys, and I couldn't even tell you who I'm going to throw out there right away.
But
I would guess Milner would go out there right away, but again, there's a mindset with him that we'd like to keep in check, and we've got him in a nice rotation where he's throwing, and so I don't want to mess with that right now. So we're going to go and see. We'll see from there. We'll see what's going on.
And there is an advantage to that kitchen sink type of game, because every time through the lineup, they're seeing a new arm.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we might be thinking, because once we get through Wednesday, you look at those non-conference games, we can just kind of take a step back with our starting pitching. And then we get a whole another 5 days off because of the festivals in town. We don't go back in action, I think, until like the 28th or 29th or something like that. So we could really look at our starting pitching, just kind of give me what you got coming through this Wednesday, and then you got a whole 10-day period off to rest your arms. And then we come back strong in conference play again. So we're just going to see where they're feeling. I'm not the type of coach that's going to throw a guy out there for 600 innings in 3 weeks. I mean, it's just not fair to these guys' arms. They're pitching in college. They want to be able to lift groceries or do whatever they want. So I'm just going to let them, whoever's feeling good and how they're feeling, and we'll just monitor from there, and we'll see what we can do with it.
Well, no matter how you slice it, this game tonight ought to be a dandy. And Ryan, good luck. Hopefully the Cavs can kind of take control in the CRBL South with a win today.
It'd be nice. We've never really taken control in the CRBL. And under my tenure, it's always been a battle to try to make that Final Four or do whatever we're doing in the 4 years that I've been with the club. So it'd be nice to just to get, feel comfortable instead of feeling like we got every game is pressure packed where we got to win to get in. So,
okay.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show, presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's CRBL matchup between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Bears in a battle for the top spot in the Chippewa River Baseball League South Division. The CRBL had 4 doubleheaders scheduled for this past weekend. However, the Cavaliers at Bloomer on Saturday was postponed due to the rain, as well as Saturday's doubleheader between the Whitehall Whitetails and the Tilden Tigers. On Sunday, the Cadott Red Sox swept the Augusta Athletics 10-0 and 19-3, while the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks swept the Beef River Bullfrogs 7-3 and 7-2. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, in first place at 9-0 are the Cadott Red Sox. Just 2.5 games back at 8-4 are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, and in third place are the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 4-6. and 5.5 games out. In 4th place are the 2-5 Tilden Tigers, while in 5th are the Bloomer Woodticks. In the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears sit in 1st at 8-2, while the Cavaliers are in 2nd at 7-2 and are only a half a game out. Just behind the Cavaliers in 3rd place are the 8-4 Osseo Merchants, who are just 1 game out of 1st. The 3-5 Whitehall Whitetails are in 4th place and 4 games back, while the 2-9 Augusta Athletics are in 5th and the 1-8 Beef River Bullfrogs are in 6th. Today, the only CRBL matchup is the game we're carrying, with the Eau Claire Bears visiting the Eau Claire Cavaliers at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile. This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more in the dugout coming right up.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers will take on the Eau Claire Bears in a game that could go a long way towards shaping the CRBL South, as the winner will take over sole possession of the lead in that division. The Cavaliers and the Bears are known for playing very competitive games, as this is a crosstown rivalry, and this edition has extra special meaning. The Cavs are looking to take over first place in the division, while the Bears are looking to avenge last season's loss to the Cavaliers in the CRBL championship game, as well as their loss to the Cavs in this year's Billy Noss Memorial game. So, the Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Bears are squared off to do battle, and we'll have all the action of that game for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at historic Carson Park in Eau Claire as we get ready for today's Chippewa River Baseball League clash between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Bears. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Here we go, feeling the fire, Cavalier spirit,
NLWN-TV proudly presents Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers as they defend their Chippewa River Baseball League title.
Under the lights where legends are born, diamond warriors with heart that's worn, uniform shining, proud on the field, a title to defend, a promise revealed. Cavalier champions, hear the crowd roar, defending our title, we're hungry for more.
So now, let's go out to the ballpark in today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game.
With victory in sight and a future so bright, together we rise, Cavalier spirit in flight.
And good evening, and welcome to Carson Park for a game that has a lot riding on it today. Rick Olson with you, along with Jay Fall and Seeley Bemnister on the computer, Dan Petchow on the camera, and we're getting ready to bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Bears in a battle for first place in the South Division of the Chippewa River Baseball League. Jay, this ought to be a fun one.
Yeah, these guys know each other, a lot of, friendly back and forth, but both going for one thing, to get in the lead of the South Division, and that'll happen after tonight, the winner. And so far, looking around the skies, there's some clouds around there, but I think we're going to have a good night for baseball.
It sure does look like it, as long as that stuff that's west of the Twin Cities stays over there. And there's actually blue sky up there, and the sun is shining, and we're ready for some baseball. And when we talk about today's game, You know, the old adage is it's much better to be the chasee than the chaser.
Yes.
And that's what both of these teams are hoping to accomplish tonight. So with that in mind, Jay, why don't you fill us in on who's playing tonight?
Okay, first for the visiting Eau Claire Bears. Leading off will be the third baseman, Tyler Plitzner. He wears number 23. Second position by Josh Halling. He plays center field, number 5. And the third spot, Hunter Ginter, is the pitcher for the Bears tonight, number 8. Joe Halling plays right field and bats in the cleanup position for the Bears, 22. Blake Johnson in the 5th position, the first baseman, number 18. Sawyer Sturts is the extra hitter for the Eau Claire Bears. He wears number 30. Jimmy Till out on second base, bats 7th, wears 28. Nate Kent is out in left field, wearing number 20. Vinny Fonte is behind the plate at catcher, number 25. And the shortstop is Drew Salyers to round out the Bears' batting order in all 10 positions. For the host Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman out in center field, number 11, will lead off for the Cavs. Diego Casado will be in left field, number 9. Batting third is Caden Erickson, the shortstop, in the position 6, wearing 6. And batting cleanup, Sam Knickerbocker, the catcher, number 35. Carter Veith in number 5 position. He is at third base, number 17. Cole Tyman is the extra hitter for the Cavaliers in the 6th position, number 19. Logan Hesselman at first base, number 10, batting 7th. In the number 8 spot, Ashton Crowell, the right fielder, number 28. The DH bats 9th, Cade Mueller. He is wearing number 47, and rounding out the Cavs batting order is Riley Gopinski. He will be at second base, wearing number 13.
Very good, and it ought to be a great night for baseball. Two pretty good ball clubs squaring off tonight, and tonight happens to be Sterling Culligan Water and the YMCA of Chippewa Valley night here at Carson Park, which means we will have some pregame ceremonies as soon as the teams are done with their ins and outs and the managers meet with the umpires, and then we'll have some opening ceremonies right here at Carson Park. And in fact, we're going to take a bit of a timeout while we get ready for that. And you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
And we're back here at Carson Park. We're getting ready for tonight's game between the Eau Claire Bears and the Eau Claire Cavaliers. Bears come into this game with an 8-2 record in the Chippewa River Baseball League. Cavs are 7-2, so the Cavs are only a half a game behind the Bears. And should the Cavs find a way to win the game tonight, they'll flip spots with the Bears and take over first place. If the Bears should happen to win, they will open up a bit of a lead in the CRBL South, and the Cavs would actually drop to third place behind the Osseo Merchants, who the Cavs get to play on Wednesday. So the Cavs have some pretty tough games, bang, bang, like that, and a lot could be decided before the end of this week. Managers and umpires having their discussion over the ground rules at home plate, and we are just about ready to get things going. I see people from the Chippewa Valley YMCA, or YMCA of the Chippewa Valley, getting ready to go out and be recognized, and they're down there with Cavalier Vice President Randy Millis, and they will do all the pregame stuff prior to the player introduction, or well, they'll do the player introductions first. Once the umpires are done talking, and umpire Dick Smith down behind the plate is pretty demonstrative with his hands waving and stuff, and I'm sure he's getting his point across. Dick Smith and Billy McKnight are the umpires today, and it's a pretty veteran crew. And Billy McKnight will be calling balls and strikes. He's the one with his back to us. And Dick Smith is kind of looking in our direction. And
a lot of ground rules.
There are. And they shake hands. We're ready to play some ball. Blake Johnson out there for the Bears. Ryan Bemdister down there for the Cavaliers. And we're going to turn it over to Steve Kent, the stadium announcer.
Eau Claire Bears and your very own 7-2 Eau Claire Cavaliers. The Eau Claire Cavaliers in the Chippewa River Baseball League would like to remind you that attending this event is a privilege. With this privilege comes a responsibility to conduct oneself in a manner where the game is enjoyable for all fans and participants. Failure to behave in such a manner will result in removal from this facility. Let us remember to show pride in our teams and community by demonstrating good sportsmanship for all players, coaches, fans, and officials. Thank you. All balls are the property of the Eau Claire Cavaliers Baseball Club. Please return all ball balls to the souvenir stand located down the third baseline. There you will receive a $1 token, good for use at the souvenir stand. As a friendly reminder, Carson Park Baseball Stadium is a non-smoking facility. If you must smoke, we ask that you please leave the stadium. Again, there's no smoking in Carson Park Baseball Stadium. Thank you. Finally, all fans, especially those in the bleachers, are reminded you're at a baseball game and foul balls going to the stands at a high rate of speed. We ask that you remain alert at all times. Tonight's Cody and Sterling Water, the YMCA of the Chippewa Valley starting lineups, beginning with the Eau Claire Bears. Leading off and playing third base, number 23, Tyler Plitzner. Batting second, the center fielder, number 5, Josh Holling. Batting third and pitching, number 8, Hunter Gaper. Hitting forward, the right fielder, number 44, Joe Holling. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 18, Blake Johnson. Batting sixth, the extra hitter, number 30, Sawyer Stirs. Hitting seventh, the second baseman, number 28, Jim Till. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 20, Nathan Kent. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 25, Vinny Fonte. Hitting 10th, The shortstop, number 4, Ryan Cashmere. The Bears are managed by Wade Johnson. He's assisted by Chevy Collison, Chris Bullitt, and Wes Fleischer. Now, the starting lineup. I'm calling in Sterling Water, YMCA of the Chippewa Valley Night for your Eau Claire Cavaliers. Leading off, playing center field, number 11, Brayton Tillman. Batting second, the left fielder, number 9, Diego Caicedo. Hitting third and playing shortstop, number 6, the chopper, Keaton Erickson. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 35, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 17, Carter Heath. Hitting sixth, the extra hitter, number 19, Cole Tynan. Hitting seventh, the first baseman, number 10, Logan Hesselman. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 28, Ashton Cole. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 47, Cade Mueller. Hitting 10th, the second baseman, number 13, Riley Kapinski. And pitching for the Cavaliers, number 7, Eli Arefti. The Cavs are managed by the Coffee Goat, Ryan Bemister. He's assisted by Flying Brian Meyer and the Rhino, Ryan Page. Let's give a warm welcome to our officials for tonight's game. On the bases, Mr. Richard Smith. And behind home plate, Sir William McKnight. Now, would you please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and honor America for the singing of our national anthem by Miss Bree O'Brien.
That's Bree O'Brien with the national anthem, and we're going to have some first pitch throwers. I see 5 youngsters lined up, and they're going out. I've got 4 names, and so we'll see how this sets up.
Rowan Boss, Beckham Boss, Monroe Boss, James Munson, and Sadie Munson. All right, we're all ready to go. All right, Leonard Tear Chip.
Well, I don't know about you, Jay, but that looked like 5 strikes to me from Browan Foss, Beckham Foss, Monroe Foss, James Munson, and Sadie Munson.
YMCA night here. We are so proud as a Y to be part of your community and part of this partnership with Culligan for years now to sponsor this game. Again, remember at the Y, we are here for everybody. From infants all the way up to seniors, we have something for everybody. And our Y family has grown. Now we are in Menominee also. Again, thanks everyone for coming out. We're happy to be here. Thanks for supporting the Cavs and the Y.
And that was Craig Munson from the Chippewa Valley YMCA, or YMCA of the Chippewa Valley, let's say it right here.
Yeah, he mentioned them just being in Menominee, and recently they took over or merged with some fitness centers over there. So there are several places in Menominee where people can go and work out and be a part of the Y.
And that's a big thing to get that that brand behind you, because the Y has a lot of facilities in a lot of areas, and if I'm not mistaken, if you're a member, you're a member.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, and they do have programs for people who have financial issues, and so everybody can be part of it if they are so inclined. Eli Rathke just finishing his warm-up tosses, so let's take a look at the Cavaliers defensively. Over on third base is Carter Veith. At shortstop, Caden Erickson. Riley Gopinski is at second. Logan Hesselman at first. Sam Knickerbocker behind the plate. Out in the outfield, Diego Casado is in left. Brayton Tillman in center, Ashton Kroll in right, and on the mound with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, a 5.00 earned run average in 18 innings pitched, who struck out 16. That's Eli Rathke. Stepping to the plate, Tyler Plitzner for the Bears. Rathke misses outside for ball 1, and we are underway. Blue skies above us. Let's hope that stays that way. And the pitch, that's just high.
Plitzner comes in with a .344 batting average.
And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to Tyler Plitzner, the third baseman for the Bears. Strike 2 called on the inside corner. Dan's nodding his head. Yeah, that got the zone, didn't it, Dan? Dan's got a little better angle than we do when he's running the camera, and he saw that one. And strike 3 called. Rathke got that inside corner again. That's going to bring up Josh Holling. He's had limited appearances at the plate so far this year, so his batting average is a little inflated. That's outside for a ball. He's at 583. There's a pop-up, foul territory. Looks like it's going to be in play. Moving over and making the catch is Carter Veith. So 2 down in the top of the first. Brings up Hunter Ginther, the pitcher, former Cavalier. He was with the Cavs maybe 3 years ago. Could be as many as 4 now. There's a shot just past the outstretched glove of Caden Erickson into center field for a base hit.
Well, that's going to help pull up his batting average because it was .067.
For some reason, Hunter Ginther seems to have big days against the Cavs, and so he's on the way to doing that again. Joe Holling at the plate, the right fielder. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into right field. Drifting back is Ashton Kroll. Now he swings over to his left and makes a catch for the third out. So for the Bears, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We've played a half inning. It's the Bears nothing, and the Cavs coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Back here at Carson Park, getting ready to head into the bottom of the first inning, taking a look at the Bears defensively. Tyler Plitzner is over at third base. Drew Salyers at short. Jimmy Till is over at second, and Blake Johnson's at first. Vinny Fonte behind the plate out in the outfield. Nate Kent is out in left field. In center field, it's Josh Holling, and in right field, it's Joe Holling. Hunter Ginther on the mound. Ginther has an 0-1 record with an ERA of 13.51. That left fielder, Nate Kent, is the son of the Cavaliers' public address announcer, Steve Kent. So Steve comes into the game with some mixed emotions. I think we need to work on getting Steve one of those half-and-half jerseys.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Leading things off for the Cavaliers is Brayton Tillman, the center fielder. Brayton's been battling a little bit of a wrist injury, but he seems to be back and healthy. And that's a strike called on the inside third of the plate. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Billy McKnight likes that inside corner. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. You know, Jay, I know it's something that's been talked about a lot. It doesn't really matter what the strike zone is in your mind. It's what the umpire tells you it is. And
that's right.
This first time through the lineup, in fact, the first half inning, you want to figure out real quick what he's giving the pitchers and what he's not giving them. Diego Casado batting .500 has hit his way into the starting lineup. Check swing ball inside. Oh, the base umpire called it a strike. Dick Smith called it a strike. And the 0-1 pitch, that one's fouled away. It's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Ginther at the belt, and he delivers. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. That's outside. Counts even at 2-2. Ginther shakes off a couple of signs. And delivers. That's high for ball 3. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So 2 down. It's going to bring up Caden Erickson.
Batting third for the Cavaliers. The shortstop, number 6, Caden.
All on strikes thrown by Ginther.
Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit by Caden Erickson. He's going to round the first, and he's going to hold up there. So that'll bring up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker coming into the game batting .366. With 2 down, runner on first. Ginther delivers. That's a strike called. Knickerbocker nods his head. Yeah, I think maybe it was. You want to take a look at one. Ginther glances over at first and delivers. There's a ground ball over to short, picked up by Salyer. Throw over to first is in time. So Knickerbocker grounds out 6-3, and the Cavs are out with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, and we've played an inning, and it's no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Coming up this weekend, I know Dan and I are going to be heading over to Menominee to get the footage of our coverage of vintage baseball, because the Menominee Blue Caps are going to be playing. That's 1860s style baseball, and we're going to air those games on Monday the 23rd. It's the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan out of Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, and it's all taking place at the Menominee Vintage Baseball Festival. And coverage is going to start at 7 o'clock on NLWN-2 on Monday evening. Leading off for the Bears, we have Blake Johnson. And there's a fly ball out into right center field, but moving over and making the catch is Ashton Kroll. So 1 away. It's going to bring up Sawyer Stirs, the extra hitter.
Number 30, Sawyer Stirs.
Stirs batting .529. Rathke winds and delivers. High and inside for a ball. Rathke, one of those pitchers that when there's nobody on, he goes to the full windup. That's inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. A lot of pitchers don't do that anymore. Foul tipped out of the glove. 2 balls and 1 strike. To Sawyer stirs. Rathke winds and fires. That one's fouled back into the net. Counts even at 2-2. Rathke winds and delivers. There's a line shot out into left field. Being played by Casado and back into the infield with it. And Stirs is on safely. It's going to bring up Jimmy Till.
Batting 7th for the Bears, number 28, the second baseman, Jim Till.
Till batting .348. And there's one right over the top of us. Dan had his hand out. He was ready to catch that one.
Should have gone for that one. Oh, there you go.
That one was maybe just a couple feet over the roof of the press box. Right square in front of my face. Here's the pitch. That one got the corner. No balls, 2 strikes.
That explains the panicked look.
Yeah. Rathke looking in and delivers. That's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I admit it. When it comes to that, I'm a chicken.
Well, I shouldn't be talking smart either. A few have been pretty close up here on my side, too.
There's a foul ball. That one came straight back. It went into the net down below us, but he's fouling him straight back. Okay, I just have to be ready when Jim Till is at the plate. Count holds at 1-2. Rathke's 1-2 pitch. Got the 3rd strike on that outside corner. That's going to bring up Nate Kent. Nate batting 133.
Batting 8th, left fielder, number 20, Nathan Kent.
And the pitch. That was really close inside. Billy McKnight took a minute to look at it, but he decided it didn't catch the corner. Runner on first. He takes his lead. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nate Kent. Stirs takes his lead at first. Rathke glances over and now delivers. Kind of went through the pads of Knickerbocker down to his feet. He had to do a little dance to find it. Sawyer Stirs was wisely not heading to second. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Fouled away over to the Cavalier dugout. Counts even at 2-2. Almost made Cole Timing get off his bucket down there. Yeah, Dan goes, almost. There's a shot out into center field. Coming in, or going out is Erickson. Caught it in shallow center field. Nice running catch by Caden Erickson. And the Bears go down with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and it's the Cavaliers nothing, Bears nothing on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Heading into the bottom of the second inning, coming up for the Cavaliers, Carter Veith, Cole Timon, and Logan Hesselman. I guess he did have to get up off that bucket eventually. Although, yes, he is now. Caden Erickson took over the bucket down there. And after that play Caden made to end the top half of the second, he maybe deserves to sit on a throne.
He was awarded the bucket, yes.
So, Carter Veith coming to the plate.
Number 17, Carter Veith.
Carter Veith, the former Elk Mound product. Yeah, Dan, we had a few chances to see him doing baseball against the Colfax Vikings, and Jay, I'm sure you had a chance to call him in either football or basketball.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Ginther at the belt, and he delivers. That missed. Outside, I guess. Maybe it was a hair high. Ginther looking in, and he delivers. Swing and a miss, strike two. Hunter Ginther on the mound. Carter Veith at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Veith with an open stance, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Hunter Ginther. That'll bring up Cole Timon. Timon, the veteran on the team. He's been playing for the Cavs as long as we've been doing their games. So that's making him sound old, but he's still in his 20s. And the pitch. That's a strike called on the outside corner. Ginther coming with pretty much fastballs. And Dick Smith forces Logan Hesselman back over closer to the on-deck circle. And the pitch. That's high for a ball.
Just after a better view.
Well, Hesselman's a left-handed hitter, so he wanted to kind of get over that way and get a chance at timing Ginther. That one missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. to Cole Timon. Here's the pitch. That's high and inside for ball 3. This is a hitter's pitch for Timon. And the pitch. There's a strike over the outside third of the plate. Wasn't quite what Timon was wanting. With a hitter's pitch, you can be a little selective. Now the count is full. And the payoff pitch, and Timon swings and misses. Missed one out of the zone, I think, on the outside. And that's going to bring up Logan Hesselman.
97, the first baseman, number 10, Logan Hesselman.
Hesselman batting .333. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And the pitch. Pulled the string a little bit on that one, but it missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ginther delivers. That one's fouled off the left side.
That ball brought to you by Auto Vision Center, located 1631 North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Logan Hesselman. Ginther shakes off a couple. Now he likes that one. And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Hesselman didn't like that call. And that's strikeout number 5 for Hunter Ginther. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 2, and we have no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 18th on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And opening tomorrow at the Chippewa Valley Museum and running through August 17th is the photo exhibit entitled Where Was I? By Bruce Warren, who spent 43 years capturing landscapes around Eau Claire. The exhibit includes 25 black and white photos and a photo ID contest. Photos will be available for purchase as well. And we had a nice view of the Ospreys, who are enjoying the ball game tonight. And leading things off in the top of the 3rd inning is Vinny Fonte, the catcher for the Bears. And he chops one over to 3rd. Play is made, throw over to 1st, but it pulled Hesselman off the bag. Carter Veith made a nice catch over at 3rd, but did not finish the play at 1st, and that's going to be an error on the throw. That's going to bring up Drew Salyers.
Batting 10 for the Bears, the shortstop, number 4, Ryan Casimir.
So that Drew Salyers is who we have. And the pitch is outside for a ball.
Cashmere. No, for a fact. Okay. Ryan.
That pitch is a called strike. Ryan Cashmere is the person at the plate, not Drew Salyers. But he's wearing number 4. And the throw over to first, he's back in time. And he squares to bunt, and it's fouled back. One ball, 2 strikes. And there's a shot just beyond the reach of Hesselman at first base. And everybody's going to be safe. That's one of those little seeing eyeballs that just over the reach of Hesselman and landed fair. So 2 runners on with nobody out. Back to the top of the order, Tyler Plitzner.
Both runners take a few steps off.
And that first pitch is a called strike. Rathke takes a look at both. And the pitch. He shows bunt. He's got it out front, throw to third. And they can't make the play. It popped into and out of the glove of Veith. So Plitzner is actually on a fielder's choice. And I think that's going to be another error on Veith.
Center fielder Josh Holling.
So the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Rathke delivers. And there's a strike right down the middle of Water Street. No balls and 1 strike. This is Josh Holling. Fouled out to Veith over at third his last time up. And the pitch. That didn't miss by much. Must have been high because it was over the plate. Here's the pitch. Pop, foul, back out of play.
That ball brought to you by the Good Coffee House, your friendly neighborhood coffee shop located in Eau Claire.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Holling. A strikeout right now would be a really nice thing. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down low. Counts even at 2-2. That was actually a pretty good chase me pitch, though. Rathke delivers a 2-2 pitch. Swing, foul tip into the glove for strike 3. So 1 away. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Hunter Ginther. He singled to center field his last time up. Rathke delivers. There's a fly ball. That's pretty deep out into left center field. It's way back. And that's a grand slam home run for Hunter Ginther. Right over the Pepsi sign. A grand slam home run. And as much as I hate to tell Hunter this, none of those are earned runs. But they all still count on the scoreboard. So the Bears have opened up a 4-0 lead. That's going to bring up Joe Holling. And he fouls that one back off the right side.
That ball brought to you by Island Lake Endeavors, conveniently located on the shores of Island Lake in New Auburn, Wisconsin.
And Billy McKnight waiting for some new balls to be brought out after that foul ball by Joe Holling. 1 out. Now the bases are empty. And there's another foul ball off on the right side, out of play.
Return that foul ball to Cavaliers souvenir stand for a $1 token. Good for use at the souvenir stand. That foul ball brought to you by Madison Street Auto Body.
So, no balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is outside. It's 1-2. Here's the pitch. There's a stroke out into center field. Coming on is Tillman. And he made the catch. Dick Smith says he made the catch. A diving catch by Brayton Tillman out in center field for the 2nd out. And there are 2 down.
The first baseman, Blake Johnson.
That's going to bring up Blake Johnson. And the pitch. There's a stroke out into right field. Moving over is Ashton Kroll, and he makes the catch. So for the Bears, they got 4 runs courtesy of the grand slam home run by Hunter Ginther on... There was just the 1 hit. There were 2 Cavalier errors. There were 2 hits. 2 Cavalier errors, and nobody left on base. So we've played 2.5 innings, and it's the Bears 4, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
We're going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Well, Cavs have their work cut out for them now, Jay.
They sure do. It was quite a home run. That ball landed at about 30 on the football field.
Somewhere around there, yeah. We don't measure home runs here. Dimensions here at Carson Park. I should mention our 319 down the left field line is 388 to straightaway center and 302 down the right field line. But a little baseball lore in the major leagues. Andy Pafko, who's a native of Boyceville, Wisconsin, may have hit the longest home run if you measure it by where the ball comes to a stop. There's a ground ball, and we're going to give him an infield hit on that one, as Ashton Kroll hit a hopper that they just couldn't quite, Kashmir just couldn't quite corral. And that's going to bring up Cade Mueller, the designated hitter. And that's a strike on the outside corner. And that one missed. It's 1-1. So to continue that story, Pafko hit a home run when he was in Boston, and it landed in a coal car of a train that was heading to New York. So the ball never stopped until it got to New York City. There's a high pop-up, just foul territory. Blake Johnson pulls it in. So in some respects, he has the longest home run in baseball history. So that's going to bring up Riley Gopinski. And that pitch is high and away for ball one. Gopinski batting .208. Ashton Kroll on first, 1 out. And the pitch. That's a strike. Brayton Tillman on deck for the Cavs. And the pitch. That's outside. And the pitch. There's a foul ball off the left side, or right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, stories like that Pafko story and many others are yours for the listening to when the Cavaliers play doubleheaders. Our between games programming, Eau Claire baseball memories, because Andy Pafko played minor league ball here in Eau Claire, right here at Carson Park. Ground ball to Ginther, throws to second for 1, throw over to first, and they got it. So a 1-6-3 double play. And the Cavaliers get no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 3, and it's the Bears 4, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
So we're going to go into the top of the 4th inning, and to take us through the 4th, 5th, and 6th, here's Jay Fall.
Thanks, Rick. 4-0 Bears. As we start inning number 4, to bat in the 4th inning for the Bears are Sawyer Sturts, Jim Till, and Nate Kent.
Remember how I told you earlier in this game that Hunter Ginther tends to have big games against the Cavs? Yeah, he's got a 2-hit day, and one of those is a grand slam.
Yeah.
Even if he does nothing else, he's had a big day.
Oh, yeah. And that one high and inside for ball 1. Yeah, he's got all the hits for the Bears. That one fell low. And a little bit of thunder off in the clouds.
I thought I told Minneapolis to keep those storms over. That's a long fly.
Yeah, that one's going out to left field, and a great catch by Caledo.
Casado with a big catch.
One down. Jim Till stepping in now, and he struck out struck out looking last time. He last batted in the 2nd inning. That pitch high and outside, ball 1. Next pitch bounces out toward Erickson. Erickson with a throw to first over to Hesselman, and out number 2. So a grand slam, the difference in this ball game, 4-0. The Bears lead the Cavaliers.
Well, I don't know whether to believe my eyes or to believe the radar, because there's clouds that have moved in. We heard some thunder, but according to the radar, there's nothing out there. There's a little more thunder.
Yeah. Well, the radar can be a little delayed, so. And that hit out to Erickson off of his feet, and
they charged Erickson with an error on that.
So the 4th batter of the 4th inning for the Eau Claire Bears, Vinny Fonte, the catcher. He was one of the people who scored at that grand slam, got on by error. And going to first, the throw high, and Kent's got a stolen base.
Defensively, the Cavs are kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit in this game. They've had 3 errors that they've committed already in the first 3+ innings.
So now Kent on second. Rathke takes a look at them, and that one brushes him inside. But a strike. Rathke checking Kent, the pitch. Fouled back. 0-2 count.
Well, according to the radar that I'm looking at now, that thunder's coming from north of Fall Creek and moving the other way. So
okay. And a shot out to left field. Kent rounding third, and he will score. And a base hit to left field for Vinny Fonte and an RBI single. So the Bears now up 5-0. And first pitch of ball
to Ryan Cashmere. He singled to right his last time up.
Foul tip toward the Bears dugout. Strike one, 1-1. Looking over at Fonte at first, and then Fonte steps back a little bit. In comes the pitch. He's heading towards second, and the throw is high. He got there on time. So that's the second stolen base of the inning for the Bears, who lead 5-0 here in the top of the fourth from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Checks Fonte, and that one just foul down the third baseline.
You know, Jay, I'm looking at this radar, and it's kind of interesting. The storm that's causing the thunder blew up right over Eau Claire.
And another one fouled off the top of the press box.
But again, it's pretty much east of us and going away, although there's a little bit of rain to the west of us, but it's got nothing that's going to cause any issues.
And that ball hit out to left field. Caledo dives for it and throw to home plate. In time, or not in time, and the Bears score another run.
So Cashmere's going to get the base hit, and Ryan Bemnister wants to have a talk. I think he's going to go out and talk to Rathke. Casado thought he caught the ball, but Dick Smith said he trapped it, and that's what allowed the run to score. And so Cashmere gets a single, and then he went to second on the play at the plate.
So the Bears up 6-0 over the Cavaliers. 2 outs. And coming to the plate is Tyler Plitzner, who has struck out and got on a fielder's choice. Cashmere taking a lead at second. Rathke looks, and the hit goes down out to left field, headed toward the warning track, and Cashmere heads in. And that's an RBI double for Tyler Plitzner.
That's the third run this inning for the Bears.
So Josh Halling, the center fielder who flew out to left and struck out his previous times at the plate, comes to bat. Tyler Plitzner taking a lead at second. Ball one.
Aiden Ecker warming up now in the Cavalier bullpen.
And that pitch outside. Ball two. 2-0 count. Eli Rathke checks second. And the pitch. That one goes right to the shortstop for the third out. So the Bears score 2 runs.
3 runs.
3 runs. Oh, that's right. I got that one on the bottom. 3 runs off 1, 2, 3 hits. And there was 1 Cavalier error and 1 left on. So the score at the end of 3.5 innings of play, the Eau Claire Bears lead the Eau Claire Cavaliers 7-0. You're watching NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Bottom of the fourth inning from historic Carson Park. And the Cavaliers have some work to do here as they trail 7-0. Hunter Ginther still on the mound for the Bears. And for the fourth inning, Brayton Tillman will lead off. Of course, Casado and Erickson will follow him.
Tillman struck out his first time up, but second time through the order is sometimes a really big one for the Cavs.
And that ball hit down to first base, and fielding that is Johnson, and is an unassisted out at first.
Tillman hit it hard. Another foot or two over to the right, and he'd be on base.
Diego Casado now the batter, and he struck out his first time up.
Once again, to quote Wee Willie Keeler, you got to hit it where they ain't.
And that one chopped foul off the roof of the Bears dugout. Strike one. 7-0, Bears leading the Cavs. 0-1, taking a long look at the pitch selection here. And in it comes, that one fouled back for strike two.
The count might be 0-2 to Casado, but the Cavs are, this time through the lineup, are being a little more aggressive at the plate. They know what they're looking for.
Pitch, and that one popped up into the infield, the throw to first. And there's two away. That 1-3, Ginter to Johnson. And now, Caden Erickson, the shortstop, who had a base hit out into left field.
One of two hits for the Cavaliers.
That pitch swung, strike one.
Went after that high fastball that time, swung just under it.
A 1 count. In comes the pitch. That one foul tip for strike two. Oh, and 2 count, 2 outs. And the Cavaliers, bottom of the fourth inning. Ginter taking his time, sends the pitch. That one popped up again to the mound. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cavaliers. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. Score at the end of 4 complete innings of play. The Eau Claire Bears 7, the Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing. You're watching Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them. Unlock endless possibilities and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
12. Becker.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Aiden Necker now, the pitcher for the Eau Claire Cavaliers. Bears lead 7-0.
Numbers on Eli Rathke. He went 4 innings. He gave up 7 runs, but believe it or not, none of them are earned runs. And on 7 hits, and let's see. Yeah, 3 strikeouts. And he did not walk anybody. He just did not get some defensive help from the Cavs defensively. Scoreboard says there's 4 errors. I see 3, but I could be miscounting those too.
So leading off in the Bears' 5th inning is Hunter Ginter, and he sails a shot down and
foul ball.
Foul ball, just foul.
Dick Smith called that foul. He had a good angle on it right down the first base line.
So Ginter will trot back. Go ahead.
Billy McKnight was saying to the Bears dugout that it missed by about a foot. From here, it looked closer than that, but I don't know.
0-1 pitch to Ginter. That one outside and low for ball 1. 1-1.
Hunter Ginter with a 2-hit day. And one of them was a big one.
Yep, that grand slam. And that one chopped off to the third base line for strike 2. 1-2. And that one low for ball 2. Yeah, the numbers don't always tell the story. Ginter tonight came in with a batting average of .067. And he just got one huge hit tonight. And there's another one that goes out into center field.
3-hit night for Hunter Ginter. Aiden Necker, by the way, comes into the game with a 2-0 record and a 1.32 earned run average for the Cavaliers. He's got 13 2/3 innings pitched and struck out 16.
Joe Hulling, the right fielder, now up. He's flew out his other 2 times at bat, once to right, once to left. That one popped up, hits the base, the outside part of third base, and goes foul.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it hit the base. It just, whatever it hit, it took a hard left turn. Because I believe if it would have hit any part of the base, it would have been called fair.
Yeah, that's true. A 1 pitch. That one outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Hunter Ginter, Bears pitcher, gets a look as he leads off first. Throw comes in, a big swing and a strike for Joe Hulling. 1-2. Ecker takes a look at first. Sends the pitch outside, and now headed towards second. Goes up in standing as the ball gets thrown, and an error out into center field.
That's going to be an error on Knickerbocker on the throw because he had him dead to rights at second, and he threw it wide of Kapinski, who was at the bag.
And Helling goes down looking, strikeout.
First baseman, Blake Johnson.
So now Blake Johnson, the first baseman.
He's got a pair of flyouts to right field.
And that one, a strike. Looks at one that catches the corner for strike two. Steps out. Now Ecker back on the mound. In comes the pitch. That one fouled back. Count is 0-2. One out for the Bears this inning. Bears 7 runs on 8 hits. And that one fell low for ball one. Ecker checks second, and that one fouled back and hit the window on the other side of the press box.
There's a lot of skid marks on those windows.
Yeah, yeah. That pitch comes in. It's chopped to the infield. It goes to second. The throw over to first is there, and the throw to the plate. And he made it in. The throw was not on time.
And Ryan Bemnister wants to have something to say about that. And the run is going to score. So Johnson grounds out short to first, but he gets an RBI as Ginther comes in to score.
Now the extra hitter, Sawyer Sturts, up for the Bears as they hold an 8-0 lead over the Cavs. That pitch catches the outside corner for strike one. And that ball hit out to left field, and that'll be a base hit for Sawyer Sturts. And the Bears have another base runner coming up, Jim Till, the second baseman. Till struck out looking and was thrown out at first from shortstop the last times he was at bat. That one brushes him inside, but a strike. Caught an inside corner. Ecker checks first, sends the pitch in. That one low for ball one. And that ball hit out to left field, and grabbing it for the third out, Casado, to wrap up the inning for the Bears. So we have 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and nobody left. Score at the end of 4 1/2 innings of play. The Eau Claire Bears 8, the Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing. You're watching baseball on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to Carson Park. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eau Claire Cavaliers coming to bat to try to get something on the board here. Sam Knickerbocker, Carter Veith, and Cole Tyman, 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup.
Yeah, taking a quick look at the weather radar. Eau Claire is actually, we're in the clear here at Carson Park. There's kind of a line of storms that's just blowing up right over Eau Claire, but just off to the east. And there's also a line of storms over Minnesota that are about to just cross the border into Wisconsin.
And first pitch catches the inside corner for a strike.
They're also getting a lot of excitement up in northern Wisconsin, kind of moving in towards the Hayward area.
And the second pitch is chop foul toward the Bears dugout. Chop foul, sorry. 0-2. 8-0 Bears. And that pitch hit over to second base, and grabbing that is Till to Johnson for the first out.
Oh, we do. We do have a new first baseman. It's Aaron Skripek in for Blake Johnson.
And first pitch to Carter Veith, a strike. Wind up in the throw. Swings at that one for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 pitch. That one outside. Ball 1.
Yeah, looking at that radar from Siren to Spooner to Hayward, there's a line of storms that are multiple warned. And actually a storm just east of Eau Claire has become warned, but it's not going to bother us.
2-2 the count. Last pitch outside. Ginter thinking about it, sends the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout.
That's the second time Veith has gone down swinging.
Cole Tyman's coming up, and he struck out the last time he was up in the second inning. Tough night for Cavalier bats. Bears
Hunter
hit the ball.
Ginther keeping the Cavs under control in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. On the mound, and several hits, including a grand slam. First pitch, a ball, and Timon hits it to the shortstop. Ball left there, and Timon's going to get on base.
It's pretty rare when you see Timon getting an infield hit, but he got one there.
So now Logan Hesselman, the first baseman, he struck out looking last time he was up. Yeah, that was part of a second inning where there were 3 strikeouts. And a swing and a miss there for strike one. Timon on first. Ginther sends it in. That's high. Ball one. The pitch, that one outside. Ball two. 2-1 to Logan Hesselman. 2 outs. And that one fouled off the third baseline.
Tackle ball brought to you by Island Endeavors. They offer a variety of boat rentals, including pontoons and kayaks.
Bears up 8-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th. In comes the pitch, and that one fouled off to the third base side bleachers.
Madison Street Auto Body, where they supply full-service automotive repair and preventive maintenance since 1952.
And that one inside.
But a called third strike.
Yeah. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Score at the end of 5 innings of play. The Eau Claire Bears 8, Eau Claire Cavaliers 0. You're watching Eau Claire Baseball on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
Welcome back. The top of the 6th inning, the Eau Claire Bears out in front of the Eau Claire Cavaliers 8-0. Grand Slam made half of those runs. So up in the Bears' 6th inning will be Nate Kent, Vinny Fonte, and Ryan Cashmere. And the leadoff batter will be Nate Kent, the left fielder. He flew out to the shortstop, got on by an error, also stole a base the last couple of times that he was up. And that one outside for a ball. And that one popped up in the infield, and Kopinski calls for it and pulls it in. So a fly out to second, and that will bring up Vinny Fonte, the catcher, who got on by an error and also had a base hit to left field.
That was an RBI single.
Yes, it was.
And he eventually came around and scored. Well, he was part of that grand slam.
Yes, yep.
No, I take it back. He was not part of the grand slam. Well, he was the first time he scored. Yeah, he scored twice today.
Yep. Pitch comes in, and that one falls low for a ball. 1-1. And that one fouled toward the first base coach's box. 1-2. The Bears, 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The Cavs, no runs, 3 hits, 4 errors. And that one, close but outside. 2-2, 1 out.
If we have anybody viewing up in the Trigo Shell Lake area, that storm that's by you is now tornado warned, so please make sure you take shelter.
Foul ball there.
And the reason I'm mentioning that is that the weather radios in Minnesota and western Wisconsin are down. So, for whatever reason. So, as Dan says, we can do it all.
Two and two. And that one just over Kopinski's glove for a base hit. Out to center field. That'll bring up Ryan Cashmere.
So Vinny Fonte has a 2-hit game going for him.
Yep.
So does Ryan Cashmere with a couple singles to right.
And he was able to score on both of those. And that one, a shot to shortstop, to second, made the play there. And Cashmere gets on the fielder's choice.
So that's 6-4 on the fielder's choice.
And that brings us to the top of the Bears order. In the top of the 6th, that's Tyler Plitzner. He got on by a fielder's choice, had a RBI double, and struck out his previous times at bat. Swings hard, throw back to first, and Cashmere gets back. Oh and 1. Cashmere leads again. Pitch goes in. That one over the plate. Strike 1. Sorry, strike 2. 0 and 2. Throw goes back to first. Cashmere gets back. Cashmere heads to second.
Get ready over there,
fouled,
Dan.
Yeah. That one very close to the main camera and cameraman.
And Dan's been on that camera when it's been hit before, too. That was down in Osseo. And just give you a warning, Sealy, Cassie was working the computer. It bounced off the main camera, came over and hit Cassie.
And the throw in time to retire the Bears. So no runs, one hit, no errors, and one left on. Score at the end of 5.5 innings of play. The Eau Claire Bears 8, the Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Game time for that one is also 7 p.m.
Now the Cavaliers, bottom of the 6th inning. It will be Ashton Kroll, Cade Mueller, and Riley Gopinski in the 8, 9, and 10 spots on the roster. Eau Claire Bears have the Cavs shut out 8-0. 10 hits for the Bears, including a grand slam homer. And the Bears have been errorless. Cavs a tough night defensively as well, 4 errors. So Ashton Kroll, the right fielder, will lead off. Last time he was up, he had a base hit out near the shortstop.
We have a new severe thunderstorm warning just north of Fountain City, heading towards the east, kind of in the direction of, well, Black River Falls would be a long haul for it, but yeah, maybe people in Blair should be ready. It's right near Arcadia right now.
Here we go. First pitch to the leadoff batter, Ashton Kroll. Way outside, ball 1. No rain has fallen here at Carson Park. It's been nice and dry. That one outside for ball 2. Unfortunately, it's been dry for the Cavaliers, too, offensively and defensively. There's a strike right down the pipe. Two and 1 is the count. That one, caught an outside corner for strike 2. Big corner there. That one outside, and we now have a full count. Payoff pitch to Ashton Kroll. And hits it right to the pitcher's mound. That one is going to get tossed over to first. 1 out. Ginter to Skripek. One to 3 on that one. Brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller, the designated hitter, flew out to left field last time he was at the plate. 1 out. Cavs trail the Bears 8-0. That one caught the outside corner for strike 1. And got Cade swinging on that one for strike 2. 0-2. Cavaliers with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. And that one fouled back. And the guy on the Bears bucket had to duck on that one.
Yeah, that was Sawyer Sturrs, and he almost got his bald spot increased on that one.
And that one, swing and a miss for a strikeout. 2 down. Riley Gopinski coming up. Gopinski, part of a 1-6-3 double play last time he was up. Two outs for the Cavs here in the 6th. That pitch, high and outside for ball 1. And that one falls low. 2-0. That one high and outside. 3-0 to Riley Gopinski. And ball 4 as he leans back for that one.
That's the first walk given up by any pitcher tonight.
Yep.
Center fielder, Brayton Tillman.
And now we're back to the top of the order for the Cavs. Brayton Tillman struck out and was put out at third.
Or first.
Or first by the first baseman, yeah.
Yeah, that first baseman unassisted put out his last time up was a sharply hit ground ball, but Johnson happened to stick his glove out and found it and won the race to the bag.
And they're looking around. That one fouled back behind the Cavs on deck circle.
We recommend a loaded Philly.
1-1. Kopinski with the lead at first. Ginther sends that one across the plate for strike 2. One and 2 the count. That one comes in, and that one popped up to the infield and bounces out foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that came down on the line, but very wisely, Skripek said, let it go, let it go, let it go. And they let it bounce foul and made sure they touched it when it was foul territory. Because the ball can land fair and then go foul. And that may have actually hit the line when it came down.
Yeah, I think it did. So count 1 and 2 to Brayton Tillman. And that one chopped out to the pitcher, and the throw to Skripek from Ginter is good. 1-3 on the putout. So that's a no run, no hit, no error, and nobody left. One left. Yep. Score at the end of 6 innings of play. Eau Claire Bears 8, Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
The Chippewa Valley Museum is participating in the National Blue Star Museums program, which is presented through the National Endowment for the Arts and Blue Star Families. Through Blue Star Museums, active duty military personnel, including National Guard and Reserves, and their families receive free museum admission. And speaking of free admission for veterans, the Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. And now to take us the rest of the way in tonight's game, here's Rick Olson.
Thank you, Jay. Want to let you know, for the people watching from up north, that tornado warning over in the Spooner area has expired, but they've changed it. It's now over closer to Hayward, near the Chief Lake area. That storm has been tornado warned twice. So if you happen to be watching us up in that neck of the woods, please make sure you stay safe. Leading things off for the Eau Claire Bears in the top of the 7th inning, we have center fielder Josh Holling. And there's a sharply hit ball under the glove of Hesselman, and it gets out into right field. And out in right field now for the Cavaliers is Trenton Palmer. So Palmer is in center field. Diego Casado has moved into second base. And Carson Windeshausen is in left. No balls and one strike to Hunter Ginther. Runner goes. It got past Knickerbocker. He couldn't quite hang on to it. So getting the stolen base is Josh Holling. And the pitch, swing and a miss. 2 strikes to Hunter Ginther. Ginther has a 3-hit night. He's 3 for 3, including that grand slam home run. That's high and away for ball 2. Ecker at the belt, and he delivers. There's a sliced foul down the right field line.
That ball brought to you by Lincoln Bears.
We do have some activity going on down in the bullpen for the Bears. And the pitch. That's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Ginther. And we're taking a quick look. Of course, he's not throwing. That pitch is high for ball 4. So Ginther draws the walk. That's the first walk given up by a Cavalier pitcher. Tyler Gray warming up down in the bullpen for the Bears. And Joe Holling, or check that, that's not Joe Holling. That's Grant Preston at the plate. He shows bunt, and he offered. Ball and a strike to Grant Preston. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Ecker delivers. That's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a called third strike for Aiden Ecker. Preston goes down looking. That's strikeout number 2 for Ecker. And that brings up Skripek. And that pitch is outside for a ball. Aaron Skripek comes into the game batting 167. Ecker wants a new ball. One out, 2 runners on. And a fly ball foul down the right field line. Bounces up in the fan deck.
Tyler Gray is warming up in the bullpen for the Bears.
Tyler Gray leading the Bears in wins and losses. He's got a 3-0 record. One ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Skripek. Ecker at the belt, and he delivers. High pop-up, foul territory. Knickerbocker heading over that way, and he makes the catch. So 2 down. That's going to bring up Sawyer Sturz. Sturz is 2 for 3. A couple of singles to left field, and he also flew out to left. I think I would shade him to pull. He chops that one foul back at the plate. No balls and a strike. And the pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. And that's down low. 2-1. And time is called. Sawyer Sturz wanted time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, they're saying 1 and 2 is the count.
1 and 2.
Evidently, that second pitch was a called strike. And the pitch. That's high and inside. Throw it on to third. In safely with the stolen base is Holling. As Ginther went down to second. Bears have 2 runners in scoring position. Counts 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. That pitch is outside for a ball. Count is full. And the pitch. That one's fouled off. That's a hitter's job, is to ruin the pitch on those 3-2 pitches. If it's anywhere near. That one's outside for ball 4. So the bases are full now with 2 down. Brings up Jimmy Till, who's 0 for 3.
Second baseman, Jim Till.
And there is a called strike. No balls and 1 strike to Jim Till. Ecker backs off the rubber. He's working from the windup with the bases full. That's a strike called on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, and the ball got away. Erickson got in quickly and picked it up. No balls, 2 strikes to Jim Till. Ecker into the windup and the delivery. Fly ball out towards center field. Tillman running back, and he makes the running catch. So for the Bears, they pick up no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. Check that, 3 were left on base. And we've played 7.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's the Bears 8 and the Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN2.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
New pitcher for the Bears, Tyler Gray. And Hunter Ginther went 6 innings, gave up no runs on 3 hits. He struck out 8. Tyler Gray has a 3-0 record with a 3.00 earned run average in 15 innings of work. We're waiting for the Cavs to come to the plate because we're looking for Diego Casado, Caden Erickson, and Sam Knickerbocker. Casado now playing second base. He has one of the Cavaliers' 3 hits. He's 1 for 2.
Cavaliers, second baseman Diego Casado.
So Casado digs in. That pitch is down low for a ball. Here's the wind and the 1-0 pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Gray winds and delivers. That one's fouled back into the netting. 2 balls and 1 strike now. And the pitch. That's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. A hitter's pitch coming up now for Casado. And there's a hard shot out into center field. Casado has a 2-hit day. And that'll bring up Caden Erickson, who also, or check that, Casado does not have a 2-hit day. I was looking at Erickson's numbers. Casado is 0 for 2. So now he's 1 for 3. Caden Erickson is 1 for 2. Looking through the wrong part of my glasses, I think. Throw over to first, Casado's back. Casado takes his lead. Gray delivers, and it's inside for a ball. Erickson wasn't going to do a lot of moving for that one. If it hit him, it hit him. They need base runners. And the pitch, Casado goes, foul back into the net. And you can see Casado shaking his head like, darn, I ran that far for nothing.
Practice.
So, a ball and a strike to Caden Erickson. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a softball came flying into the outfield. One of the softball teams that are going to be playing over on Hobbs Field were warming up in the football field. Tyler Gray at the belt, and he delivers. Casado goes. Erickson lines it out into right center field. It's going to fall in. Casado's rounding third. They're sending him to the plate. Here comes the throw. It's up the line. Casado's safe. Erickson goes over to second on the throw. So Erickson gets an RBI single to center field. And he went to second on the throw as Casado came in to score all the way from first.
The catcher, Sam Knickerbocker.
And that's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. So the Cavs are on the board. And the pitch to Knickerbocker's outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. There's a shot out into left center field. It falls in. Erickson rounds third. He's coming to the plate to score. Knickerbocker has an RBI single. And the Cavs cut the lead to 8-2. And we have a courtesy runner coming in for Knickerbocker. That's going to be Ryan Hull.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 5, Ryan Hall. Now batting for the Cavaliers.
And coming to the plate is Carter Veith. Now Veith has gone down swinging both times up. Tyler Gray at the belt. Throws over to first. Hull is back in. He's got a good, healthy lead at first. Gray throws back over, and Hull's back in again. Now, back in the day when I used to coach youngsters in baseball, that's the size of lead we'd tell them, where he can just barely get back. Roughly 2 body lengths. That's where he is again. Gray delivers this time, and it's fouled back off the catcher's mask. Vinny Fonte takes a minute and shakes it off. Billy McKnight takes a minute and sweeps off the plate just to give Fonte a chance to get the eyeball spinning in the same direction. Carter Veith steps back in. No balls and one strike, and here's the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Billy McKnight's been calling that strike all night. Gray throws over to first. Hull is back. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 2 runs in for the Cavaliers this inning. And the pitch. Curveball missed high. One ball and 2 strikes. Gray delivers. Strike 3 called. That's the 3rd time that Carter Veith has gone down on strikes. That'll bring up Cole Timon. He's 1 for 2. Got an infield hit his last time up. He's also struck out. It was a shot deep in the hole at shortstop that Cashmere was able to knock down but not get the handle on. That pitch is inside for a ball. Timon took a little grief from the dugout that time. They said, go ahead and let it. You got a lot of meat there. He gave him a look. Throw back over to first, and Hull is back in. Hull's lead is effective because it's got Tyler Gray's attention. And the pitch. That's inside. And that time, Timon's mad at himself for not taking it. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Gray looks in and delivers. Timon hits a long fly ball out in the left center field, way back, and making the catch is Josh Holling. Hull has to scamper back right in front of the WEAU 13 news sign on the warning track. Holling stuck his glove up and found the ball.
First baseman Logan Hesselman.
That'll bring up Logan Hesselman with 2 down. Hesselman has struck out looking both times up. That pitch missed outside. A ball and no strikes. Ryan Hull on first. Hull takes his lead. Here's the pitch. High fly ball out into center field. And Holling, and that was Josh Holling, gets under it to make the catch. So the Cavaliers go down in the 7th, but not before they pick up 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. And we've played 7. It's the Bears 8, Cavaliers 2 on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 18th on NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Carson Park going into the 8th inning. Well, Cavs narrowed the gap a little bit that last inning. And hopefully it's not too little too late.
Yeah, 8-2, the Bears out in front on 11 hits. Just one error, 4 for the Cavs. Errors.
And that's the thing that hurts, because of those 8 runs, 7 of them are unearned runs brought about by Cavalier errors. So if you look at earned runs, the Cavs are leading 2-1, but unfortunately they don't do it that way. Nate Kent steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He did get on base and scored because of an error. And the first pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. And there's a fly ball out into left field. Coming under it is Windeshausen, and he makes the catch.
The catcher, Vinny Fonte.
Hayden Ecker starting his 4th inning of work. He's given up 1 run. And it looks like 4 hits. There's a strike called. Struck out a couple so far. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Basically, he was asked to come in and put out the fire. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. Vinny Fonte goes down looking. That's going to bring up Ryan Cashmere. Cashmere is 2 for 3. Singled twice to right field and then grounded into a short to second fielder's choice. And that first pitch is outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's a strike called. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. Tillman ranges over, makes a catch. So a 1-2-3 inning. The Cavs put upon the Bears. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we have played 7.5, and it's the Bears 8, Cavaliers 2 on NLWN-TV.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So we're back here at Carson Park where we have a nice view of the thunder showers that are just seeming to happen right to the east of Eau Claire and just over Chippewa. But so far they've all stayed away from Carson Park, which is what a good, respectful thunderstorm should do.
That's right.
My father used to call those friendly summer thunderstorms. And it's being very friendly. It's actually being more friendly to the Eau Claire Bears tonight than it is to the Cavaliers.
That's for sure.
Leading things off for the Cavaliers is Trenton Palmer. And the pitch to Palmer is fouled back into the screen. Palmer batting $1.25. Tyler Gray winds and delivers. That was high for a ball. We have activity going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. I think it's Andrew Milner. Swing and a miss. Strike two to Trenton Palmer. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It is
Andrew Milner warming up in the bullpen for the Cavs. There's a high hopper over towards second. Scooped up. Throw to first, and he's safe. That's going to be an infield hit by Trenton Palmer. That's going to bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller is 0 for 2. He fouled out to the first baseman and also struck out. And the pitch. There's a shot right back to the mound. Throw to second for 1. Throw to first for the double play. So a 1-6-3 double play for Cade Mueller. And there are 2 down. That's going to bring up Carson Windeshausen.
Commenting for the Cavaliers, left fielder, number 32, Carson Windeshausen.
And Windeshausen comes in batting .250. And the pitch. There's a shot out into center field. Coming on is Howling, and he made the diving catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Cavaliers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 8, and it's the Bears 8 and the Cavaliers 2 on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
Now that's a great plan. Seeley just got hot dog delivered up here to the press box because she's going to the gym after the game, so she's going to work that dog off.
At the top of the ninth for the Eau Claire Bears.
So getting things started in the top of the ninth inning for the Eau Claire Bears, the top of the order, Tyler Plitzner. Plitzner is 1 for 4, and that one was a double. That pitch is high and inside for a ball. Fifth inning of work now for Aiden Ecker. And there's a strike on the outside corner. And the pitch, ground ball over to Erickson, scoops it up, makes the throw to first, and they got him. Oh, that's Jerome Delikowski over at first base.
Now playing first base for the Eau Claire Cavaliers, number 44, Jerome Delikowski. Now batting for the Bears, center fielder, Josh.
And I'm sure he's coming in for Hesselman in the batting order. And there's a pop foul back straight out of behind us. This is Josh Holling again, the one that keeps fouling him right back at us.
Family owned and operated since 2023.
Here's the wind in the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Holling is 1 for 4. He singled his last time up. That pitch just missed outside. Ecker's wind and pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Holling goes down on strikes. That's his second strikeout. That's going to bring up Hunter Ginther, who is 3 for 3 tonight, plus a walk. And let's see, of those 3, he's got 6 total bases. Scored twice, 4 RBI. I'd say he's had a big day.
Yeah.
There's a shot out into center field. Tillman's over and makes the catch. So the Bears go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 8.5. Cavaliers have their last chance here with them trailing 8-2 on NLWN-TV.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Back here at Carson Park, I just got a groaner from Jay.
Leftover joke from yesterday, or
yeah, at least, yeah. That was a biblical joke.
Well, don't keep them hanging.
Well, okay, well, Jay, let's see if you remember the answer.
I do.
How do we know that God was a baseball fan?
Because the Bible starts out in the big inning. That's
absolutely right. And that's what the Cavaliers need, a big inning. Brayton Tillman leads things off, top of the order for the Cavaliers. And he pops one straight up foul territory, moving over, making the catch. Is Tyler Plitzner. So that's going to bring up Diego Casedo. He's 1 for 3. Singled his last time up, scored a run. And the pitch, that's outside for a ball. He scored on an RBI single by Caden Erickson, came all the way from first. Of course, he was stealing second, so he had a really good jump. Here's the pitch. There's a foul ball off the netting in front of the auxiliary scoreboard. Tyler Gray winds, and the 1-1 pitch. There's a shot out into center field, but moving over is Josh Holling, and he's making the catch. So the Cavs are down to their final out. Caden Erickson had an RBI single his last time up. He also came around and scored. Gray's pitch is inside for a ball. Gray came in with that changeup just off the inside corner. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit foul, and moving over is Skripek, and he makes the catch, and that will do it. So for the Cavaliers, they get no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Final score in today's game is the Eau Claire Bears 8 and the Cavaliers 2. Winning pitcher tonight will be Hunter Ginther, and the losing pitcher will be Eli Rathke. We'll have more information on this one when we get to talking baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park. And before Seeley pulls things the wrong way, we're going to make sure she gets things out the right way. And we are seeing the Cavaliers coming down as dropping one to the Eau Claire Bears by a score of 8-2. Jay, your comments about this one?
Well, sort of a double whammy. The 4 errors for the Cavaliers made it tough on the defense, and the Bears were hitting the ball super tonight. They had 11 hits, including grand slams. Several Bears had multiple hits, and it was a tough night for the Cavaliers who were fighting to get ahead of the Bears in the CVBRL and in the north and the south, and they fell a little bit back further. So it's going to be, with the pressure that they didn't want to, to win all of the games. It's the pressure's going to continue.
This loss, if I'm not mistaken, should drop the Cavaliers behind the Osseo Merchants, put the Cavs into third place. Merchants were 1 game out, Cavs were a half game out. Cavs now will drop to a game and a half behind the Bears. So, but the Merchants, actually, they may end up being, as far as games behind, they might be tied, and we'll have to see what the percentage points are. Because they'll both be a game and a half out. And but that's a bit of a setback for the Cavaliers. And mainly, you're right, it was the Cavalier bats couldn't come alive, and in the early part of the game, Cavaliers just made a few too many mistakes. Of the 8 runs, I mentioned this earlier, of the 8 runs that the Bears scored, only 1 was an earned run. And that if they hold them to only earned runs, the Cavs win the game. So that's going to be, I suspect we're going to have a very frustrated Ryan Bemnister coming up tonight. Celie's nodding her head. She knows what her dad is like. And he'll be coming up shortly to talk to us about this one, and we're going to take a bit of a time out as we wait for him on NLWN-TV.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 18th on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd, on NLWN-2.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
saw her.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
And we're back here at Carson Park talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, just couldn't get the bats going tonight.
Yeah, well, we didn't help anybody out by, on my count, with 7 errors in the field, but yeah.
Yeah, officially it was 4, but it should
have been 7.
But none, and it's, I said earlier when it was still that way, you know you're not having a good day when your errors outnumber your hits.
Yeah, no, we couldn't hit the ball, and the errors piled up on us a little bit, and it is what it is. I mean, the Bears can hit the ball really well. You know, Gunther's a good pitcher over there, so we couldn't time him out, couldn't get anything. Hang on a second. Brian! Mound!
And, well, you got to take care of the field.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I wish we would have hit a little bit better in that game, you know, and it's, yeah, I don't know.
And these games sometimes happen with the Bears, and, you know, it's all about how you play that last game against them. That's what we learned last year. And
yeah, well, we got to get there first. So
that's true.
We got to flush this one away real fast. Come back. We got Aussie on Wednesday. So,
and that's going to be pretty critical because both you and the Merchants are sitting a game and a half out of first now, and that could make for an interesting ball game Thursday here at Carson Park.
Yeah, we're gonna bring a full run of guys out again on Wednesday, and we'll go from there and see what happens.
And yeah, of the 8 runs that you guys gave up tonight, there was only 1 that was an earned run.
Yeah, well,
and
still gave up
8. Know, that's yeah, you still gave up 8. In fact, I made a comment like that when I saw that earlier in the game. I said, "It's too bad those others still have to count," but they do, and so, but that does mean that there are some good things out there that can happen if you just clean up a few things that took place. And
well, I mean, if you look at that game, we're down 8-0 probably in the 4th, I think it was. And, maybe a 5th inning. It's 5th inning. But Aiden Ecker came in. I mean, he basically shut the door on the Bears and kept us in the game to give us a chance, and our bats still failed us. And so it's a little disappointing when you get some efforts like that. I mean, Rath was geared up, ready to roll and stuff, and they just got to him in that middle part of his start. But Eck came in and shut him down and gave us a chance to at least stay in this game.
Well, and part of that has got to, again, don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I'm going to do it. When you look at the errors that took place, they kept innings alive for the Bears that also changed the attitude in that dugout. And, you know, once you get a team on a roll, it's really hard to change that momentum.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could see that our energy level was down, I mean, almost from the get-go. I don't know what was in the air, but it was maybe they were hoping for rain and they didn't want to play tonight. I don't know. But we had, we're really only missing about 3 guys tonight. And the other guys that showed up, I mean, I think there's a couple guys trying to jump on each other's backs to get them going. And, unfortunately none of that worked. And, so we got to come back with more energy on Wednesday. We got to come back with better defense on Wednesday. And we're going to try to do that. So.
And knowing this team like I've seen them over the years, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they put forth a much better effort on Wednesday against another big-time rival of the Cavs. The Bears or the Merchants and the Cavs play really interesting baseball against each other.
Yeah, we're usually pretty tight in all the games we play. Aaron's got that team ready like he does every single year, so they're a real good team. Hope we can bring our best baseball that day because it's not fair to them if we put our crappiest baseball on the field for them. It'd be a nice little run if we could just both play a really good game and see what happens from there.
Well, you get another crack at the Bears a little later on this year, and hopefully things will turn out better that time. And until then, we'll see you on Wednesday against the Merchants.
Sounds good.
And we'll be back with final thoughts right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 18th on NLWN-TV.
And back here at Carson Park, as we're getting things wrapped up after the Cavaliers fall to the Eau Claire Bears by a score of 8-2. The Bears had 8 runs on 11 hits. They committed 1 error. Cavaliers had 2 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 4 errors, which is very un-Cavalier-like. Winning pitcher Hunter Ginther, he went 6 innings and didn't allow any runs, and the losing pitcher Eli Rathke, he went 4 innings, gave up 7, and none of those 7 were earned runs. But they still count. And so the Cavaliers fall to the Bears by a score of 8-2. But we've got a lot of baseball coming your way this week, and it all starts out after today on Wednesday. That's June 18th. Right here on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Coverage will begin at 6:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. Then don't forget to join us for the Menominee Blue Caps, our coverage of vintage baseball that will begin on Monday the 23rd, as we're going to bring you coverage of the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan. They're out of Michigan, and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. And that's all taking place at the Menominee Vintage Baseball Festival, which is coming up this weekend in Menominee, and our broadcast will be on a delayed basis on Monday, and that'll start at 7 o'clock on NLWN-2, and that's on Monday the 23rd. Hey, veterans, don't forget the Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the valley in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So, for Jay Fall and Seeley Bemnister and Dan Petschow, this is Rick Olson. Final score once again, Eau Claire Bears 8, Cavaliers 2. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
In the heart of a small town where the rivers flow, there's a spirit rising up and it's starting to grow. Carson Park's the place where dreams come alive. Eau Claire Cavaliers, the reason we thrive. With the crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd, we spell baseball magic and we shout it out loud. For over 50 years of history, pride and cheer, town, we're all family, the love sincere. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. In this town standing tall, we always belong. With Eau Claire Cavaliers, we'll keep singing our song. Through the ups and the downs, we'll face every fight. With grit in our hearts, we'll shine ever bright. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. So raise up your voices, let the stories be told. In Eau Claire's pure heart, our legacy bold. With the Cavaliers shining like stars in the night. Big time in a small town, forever in our sight.